Thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh, and look who the cat dragged in.
Hello.
Boaz is here with us. We're going to have a great hour for you. And our big question, do you think you know what healthy eating looks like? Think again. New guidelines are turning old advice on its head. This Wellness Wednesday, we're finding out what it could mean for your plate.
Plus, it's National Kazoo Day. I'm going to show you the special drink that the Roaming Bean and I collaborated on for this very musical day.
I can't wait for that. First, though, today's Berg Eye View.
This fan base means the world to me because Pittsburgh's my world.
We'll see how it goes this year. We'll see. Hopefully we go to the Super Bowl. I don't know, because I'm tired of losing.
Art Rooney II started the press conference today by saying this was his grandfather's birthday and he would be glad to see a Pittsburgh guy get the job.
McCarthy might be a good coach, but I don't think it's a pick for the future.
Hell, I can't even get through the press conference. I'm looking forward to getting started tomorrow.
It has been an uphill battle in the city of Pittsburgh as dozens of snowplows went down for maintenance just hours into the snowfall.
I looked to the left, I saw the lights, and then all of a sudden I heard the dinging. I saw the bar go down on my hood.
This is the moment just after the plow driver spotted her, frantic and stuck, pulling her Jeep off the center of the tracks right before a train barreled by.
There he is hooking up the tow on the back of my Jeep, and he said put it in neutral, and like I said, I went straight back enough to get off there. I could literally feel the wind from the train coming past me. That's how close we were.
Wow. Oh my goodness. You really have to think quick over there. How scary. Well, does the weather have you feeling down? Well, there is a place where it seems that misery loves company. Heather, Sad Bar is welcoming everyone who's trying to fight off the winter blues. Is that right?
It is, yeah. And Boaz, you remember that annoying phrase, turn that frown upside down? That's kind of what this is, though. Sad Bar just opened as a seasonal pop-up in Oakland. And while you may hear the word bar and immediately think alcoholic cocktails, think again. This is supposed to be a wellness-focused pop-up, as the creators described it. It's even catching the attention, too, of some local content creators like Maddie Myers, who posted this video on Instagram of the aesthetic inside. Not only are there non-alcoholic drinks, they've also incorporated vitamin D lamps to help with the lack of sunlight this time of year. So we wanted to know what you thought about this. We sent Daisy Jade out to ask. Take a listen.
I think it's like a cute idea and everything. I would go if someone invited me to go for sure.
I didn't even know this was here.
Yeah.
I walk past it every day. I just don't look around, I guess.
All right, so there you go. So people are starting to take notice, but not fully yet.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think one of the most eye-catching things about this place is the color. If you saw inside, it is very orange.
Yeah.
Very orange.
Feels very Dutch.
So I wanted to find out if there was anything to this, you know, because you could have picked any color, but
Right.
it feels a little retro, like 70s, right? Well, Sherwin-Williams has this whole article on color psychology. You know how, like, if you paint one room red, what it's supposed to do to your mood in the kitchen or the dining room?
Is this how, like, I'm an autumn, or that's different?
Completely different.
Okay.
This is more on like painting of the walls. But if you're wondering like me, oranges are friendly and according to their article, radiate warmth, happiness, and rejuvenation.
Yeah.
So they can work.
I mean, it definitely is a warm feel. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know that I would paint any room in my house orange, but I think it works. If you're doing it in a sad bar that's supposed to make you feel happier.
It feels, yeah, you've got the lights, you've got, that seems like it can make you happy.
So while we don't have a true pop-up space, I know I missed the opportunity when you created a pop-up bar.
Sweater weathers,
I know.
center.
I'm so sad about this, but we decided that we were going to make our own happy bar this afternoon.
Okay.
Which you can do at your own house,
that
too.
That sounds great. We've already got our cozy bookshelf behind us.
See, and our producer, Alante, is bringing in some cozy blankets. Thank you.
Oh, my gosh. What a firm
blanket
placement.
I do feel like I'm bundled now.
Oh, thanks, Alante.
And all you need is a good drink.
I feel like we just got tucked in.
Right? We're nice and cozy. My nail is broken. Would you mind doing me the honors of opening my non-alcoholic happy drink? This is, oh boy.
There you go.
You almost lost it. Do you have a happy drink with you?
Yeah, sure. I've got one right here.
Okay, cheers to you. Cheers to our little happy bar.
Hopefully you're snuggling somewhere warm.
And our producer, oh gosh, that's so good. Our producer, Brittany, brought in some candles to help with the aesthetic.
Do they know we have this in the studio? Are we supposed to have an open flame in here?
Say no
we're gonna
more.
get in trouble.
Say
Okay,
no
okay.
more. Say no, we'll blow them out like birthday candles. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. You feel cozy?
I feel very cozy.
All right, let's get to some good stuff then.
Oh my goodness, yes. Well, everyone's talking about this. There are 85 days until the NFL draft comes to Pittsburgh each Wednesday. We're showing you what's new and what to expect this spring as we count down to the draft.
I really like that. As a non-Pittsburgher, I think you nailed it.
I'm doing my best
You're
here.
a transplant.
Yeah.
Should we leave the blankets on? I feel like we need to.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you've been downtown lately, you might have noticed some new stores. That's because there's a new program in town helping businesses move into empty storefronts. And get this, it covers half their rent. Since those businesses are signing multi-year leases, the shops aren't just popping up in April and then disappearing. They're sticking around, which is really cool. Didn't you also do a pop-up at one point downtown?
Yeah, in fact, it's still there because there's still nothing in that space. So
That's
we've had an art
amazing.
pop-up for a year, and I'm
That's
sure they want us to
crazy.
keep it up for the draft. Just
I
to
love
have a little
that.
more activity happening. But the city's hoping to have a lot of options for fans and visitors downtown. The official draft event is going to be closer to Acrisure across the Allegheny, but Point Park is going to host the big Draft Experience Festival, and that's, there's a lot of free things to do there.
Right.
And some good news, repairs to the park's walkways and fountains, they finished ahead of schedule back in December. Yeah.
Yeah, they were really working hard and fast on that. And of course, on the North Shore, Acrisure Stadium will host the draft ceremony and the official player picks. Around the stadium, fans can expect everything from food to drinks and broadcast sets, games, all of it. You won't actually see a lot of changes yet. Construction on the main stage at Acrisure starts in March. Of course, they want to wait until after the Super Bowl, I'm sure.
Yeah. Here's what I'm curious. Do
Yeah.
the other teams bring their mascots during the draft?
You're really,
Is that
maybe,
not? Okay.
it could be.
I'll ask Bob.
If we're going to make it a party, we might as well make it a party.
Yeah, bring the mascots,
Yeah.
right? Well, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty details of Pittsburgh's draft legacy, make sure to check out Drafted Tonight in the 5 o'clock news. Our sports team picked the 52 best Western PA football players to get drafted to the NFL, and they're revealing their next pick tonight.
I don't know if I've ever been cozier at work.
It feels great.
This is amazing.
Is this like an electronic blanket? There's like
Yes,
a battery
yeah,
pack
mine
over
has.
here.
I think that we actually might have matching blankets.
Oh my gosh, this
Bless
is
you.
fun.
You okay over there? Do you need a
Seth's
cozy
doing all right.
blanket and a nice
He's
drink?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You gotta give him the blanket.
All right, well, the college athletes, as you know, have a lot to prepare for, and that brings us to our junior achievement question of the week as we're coming out of the draft conversation. Yesterday, we asked, what do you think is the most important skill students need for today's workforce? Here's the results of that question. 46% of you said critical thinking, 28% said communication and leadership, and then you can see how everything else shook out there.
That's so interesting. Are you surprised by that?
I think it's true. I think that you do need critical thinking. I think that we're seeing some people who are relying on, you need to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
I think within reason. Obviously, you don't want to step on toes in the workforce, but
Right.
I do think that we need a certain level of problem solving skills that
Yeah.
we maybe aren't seeing. We had the whole helicopter parenting generation
Right.
that I think kind of got in the way of
Critical
people.
thinking, maybe thinking for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. So good skills to have.
Yeah.
Still to come on Talk Pittsburgh. If the cold weather's got you down, why don't you cruise on down to Fayette County for a little summer love and stick around to hear how Greece is heating up Uniontown this weekend.
Plus, what do kazoos and coffee have in common? All right, nothing really. Until the roaming bean gets involved ahead, I'm going to show you how this limited edition latte came to life.
And I almost never, Boaz, make a baked chicken dish. I find them incredibly boring.
Yeah.
It's just baked chicken, right?
Right.
But this was a crowd pleaser for the whole family. We're making it for our next Home Sweet Heather after the break. You know what it's almost time for, Boaz?
Oh my gosh, is it finally time? The NFL draft is finally here. Been talking. Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, dinner.
Oh, yes, great, even better.
Yeah, and tonight we're making it simple.
All right, for the next Home Sweet Heather, it's a jazzy, easy chicken dish that is sure to please.
You have to save this recipe right now. It is a Caesar chicken bake, and it is absolutely full of flavor and so easy to make.
She's not lying. This is incredibly easy. I like experimenting with new ingredients and trying elaborate meals, but let's face it, some nights the kids have practice, there's homework, there's special projects, there's laundry to do. We just need dinner in the oven and to sit down as a family. So we are gonna make this super simple recipe. It is a Caesar chicken bake, and truly, once you get this all together, it's in the oven and it's hands off. Not only is this super simple, but not a lot of ingredients. Chicken breast, sliced provolone cheese, bottle of Caesar dressing, some croutons, you pick your flavor, and grated Parmesan cheese. That's it. And the first step, we have to pound out this chicken so it's all roughly the same thickness so it cooks evenly. Now, here comes the fun. We take out our day's aggression before the kids get home. Oh, another school project, great! Another school activity, fantastic, I have so much time. Now that I am sufficiently de-stressed, our oven is preheating to 350 degrees. We're gonna take this chicken and put it in our baking dish. So we have our chicken, our Caesar dressing, our pan, and we're just gonna coat this on both sides and put it in the pan. Super simple, like she said. I did not ask for the recipe from this woman, so I don't know exactly how much. I would just say eyeball it, make sure that it's evenly coated on both sides before you put it in the dish. If you have one of these brushes that you would use for a marinade, this works really well. Now that the chicken is sufficiently coated, we are gonna add our cheese and croutons. I like just using slices of provolone cheese. I think you could do whatever you prefer. If you wanted to do more Parmesan here, you could. I highly suggest, as you know I do, putting a lot of cheese on it. Next up, we have some melted butter. I'm gonna mix this melted butter in with our croutons, but this is the fun part again, because we get to smash up all those croutons. Think of it almost like you would a Ritz cracker if you were coating a chicken, or if you were using just a panko breadcrumbs. Instead, we're gonna use croutons, which is great. Tina! I don't have anything for you, I was just kidding. Get down. And we are just gonna smash these as much as you can without hitting your finger, please. If you notice in the bag, I still have some pieces that are whole. When we made this for dinner at our house, we did not mind at all having those bigger chunks of croutons, so you can still leave some of them in bigger pieces if you don't smash all of them. To this, I'm adding a little bit of butter, probably 3 or 4 tablespoons, and some shredded Parmesan. I didn't really ask for the recipe, I just kind of watched what she did in the video and just kind of eyeballed it myself. And we are just sprinkling this right on top of our chicken. And this is gonna get a little crispy when we put it in. You can see some of those pieces are still full, some of them are crumbly. And in true fashion, if you were taking notes, I apologize in advance. Please scratch out the 350 degrees, take that up a little bit to 375. I'm putting this in for about 40 minutes. Oh, it's hot in there. I wanna make sure that we're checking all the boxes for dinner. So the chicken's cooking. I'm gonna make some broccoli. I've already done some potatoes. You can do whatever starch you want. And to this, I'm just gonna do a little bit of olive oil, some seasonings, a little bit of cheese, and throw it in our air fryer so I don't have to double up in the oven. Let's dig in. Like I said, I did some potatoes on the side, and we have our chicken fully cooked. I have these two just waiting for scraps. It's so good. There's so much flavor just by using a little bit of dressing, and the best part, you can use whatever kind of dressing you want. I've seen one of these recipes with ranch dressing, so if you prefer that, substitute that in. But this is a must for your dinner rotation.
Oh wow, what did the kids think?
The kids love it. And Lila's into this like really crispy broccoli, which the air fryer does.
Yeah.
So it's a hit in our house. And I have to tell you, Scott Danka, who is our photographer extraordinaire, he was there, and I was like, I'm so worried the chicken's gonna be a little tough. He ate the entire thing, and it was like this huge chunk of, he just He was like, no, it's good, and he ate the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, Scott approved.
I don't even think he was hungry.
Yeah.
He just kept eating it.
It was just too good.
It was too good to pass up. So please make it. It's super easy.
Oh, wow. Gosh, thanks so much, Heather. Well, for a copy of the recipe, go to our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh.
Well, next on the show, you sent Mary your plans for the week, and she's breaking down just how cold it's going to get out there. Mary,
can you just
you
feed
said
me?
That you have this recipe saved, right?
I do, but now I just want you to feed me. I don't want to make
I will feed you.
I just want that. That's all. It looks so good. The weather doesn't look so good, so you need a nice, warm, cozy meal for all of this cold. It's going to stick around for a while, but we still have plans and we still have things to do, and I'll break down your forecast by the hour straight ahead.
Acrisure Stadium is snowed in. They're getting ready to host a snowboarding contest this weekend. Red Bull is planning to bring in truckloads of snow, but that might not be necessary. It's interesting because I actually saw.
What do you need? What do you need snow to be brought in for?
Well, I saw earlier in the week, Krista Rose was in Westmoreland County, where he was saying that they were bringing truckloads of snow from the city into Westmoreland County to get rid of it. They could have just taken it over to
take it to Acrisure. Why not?
All right, so let's get into your questions for Mary for her forecast by the hours. And we're starting first with Joseph. He wants his digging out forecast.
I got it.
And I know that there was a lot of advice. Do it earlier in the week because we knew the cold was coming.
Right. The husbands were just keeping up.
Yeah.
Keeping up.
Yeah.
Still keeping up with it. You know, just trying to make that path nice and clear. It's blowing a little bit. The problem is it is just so cold. And that's why, I mean, we're in first alert weather mode all the way through Sunday because how cold it's going to be. So I feel like we're living in the twilight zone because it's just cold weather advisory after cold weather advisory. And then probably another extreme cold warning once we get into the weekend. That's going to be like the coldest air we've seen, especially those morning lows. So when you're out, you know, try to do it during the day when we're in the teens, when it's the warmest, I guess. But kids are going to be outside too. I mean, limit that time.
As much as you can.
Yeah. But hopefully you caught up with it.
Karen has a really good question. We saw so many flight delays with this storm.
Yes.
Hoping that things are back on track. She has a flight that's coming up on Thursday. Do you have any idea how things are looking?
What I always wondered is, you know, they definitely clear the runways, right? But the only concern would be ice. And that's just because things are getting cleared out still. Temperatures are dropping. So how are you keeping up with that to make sure that, you know, any snow that's blowing isn't causing icing on the runway?
Got it.
Just something to keep in mind. Just keep checking your flights for sure. I mean, we're looking at possible flurries tomorrow. Still going to be into the teens. That's the morning through the afternoon into the mid-teens. So our actual temperature is not bad. It's really the wind chills. It's going to be absolutely frigid into the evening. But we're not looking at any big snow, so that helps.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on the flights. I don't know how long it takes to get the planes, you know, heated up, all of that stuff.
What time the flight is. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a really good one. Jeremy wants to know the bus forecast.
Yes.
Commuting into work. I know it was a mess this morning for anybody who was taking the T. They had a down power line. Only one train was running this morning. So I know it's been quite a disaster for a lot of public transit.
Well, when we had the snowstorm, I'm staying in the Wyndham. I'm looking down. There's buses. There's buses on the road. And I'm like, is it going to make it? Is it going to make it?
Yeah, they're trying their best.
Yeah, and it did. It made it. So tomorrow, if the roads still aren't clear for some areas, I'm sure the buses know by this point. But yeah, we're looking at temperatures into the teens. It's just very cold in the morning. I mean, you're waiting at the bus stop. I think that's the biggest thing. Because you're waiting at the bus stop, you need all the extra layers because maybe the bus is going to take a little bit long to get there.
Well,
so if you're standing out for long,
That's what they were saying too this morning with the T, is that the shuttles, if you're waiting for the shuttle to come because the T was down, it was going to be a long, cold wait.
Yeah.
Pamela's traveling up to Erie, Clearfield County, and was hoping to get a little bit of details on that.
Yeah, so I have a map for you going to Erie. So this will be Friday and into Saturday. So you're kind of making a little big circle here. But I think you're okay in terms of snow. We're not looking at any big snow. You just got to make sure those secondary roads, second lanes are clear. Just take it slow. Looks nice and clear even when you're heading from Erie. That's Clearfield County circled right there by State College. That's going to be through early into Saturday morning. So drive, no precipitation coming down, but you still want to just be careful on any roads that you know aren't treated.
Got it. And I know you guys are keeping an eye on what might be coming this weekend. It looks like it's going to miss us.
Stay
next storm system.
East.
But you're keeping a close eye on that.
Of course.
More details.
Answering all the text again of everyone asking.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Okay, Boaz, I'm coming over for a blast from the past.
Yeah, Heather, well, cold may be the word of the week, but Greece is the word forever.
Oh, yeah. And now that story is revving its engine and rolling into town for one weekend only. I slid into my leather jacket for this one. This weekend, Main Street Theater Company is bringing Grease to the State Theater in Uniontown, joining us to talk all about T-Birds and the Pink Ladies and rock and roll romance. We have director John Wagner and we have cast members Quentin and Lizzie. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
And you have your Pink Lady. I feel like we should do a switcheroo. Are you?
Oh, no,
Actually, no, I think this is
I'm pretty happy with it.
This is really exciting. So one weekend only.
Yeah, this weekend at the State Theater in Uniontown.
That's wonderful. And you're really bringing the fun. I think so many of us know the story of Grease. And it's so fun to see it on stage.
Yeah, it's throughout the process, we've come across so many people that have been like, I got to perform in that in high school, where I saw that in high school. And so everyone...
I just said that to you like 30 seconds ago. I was like, I worked on the
You're one of them. Everyone has this memory of Grease.
Well, and because people know it so well, I mean, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John are so iconic in those roles. Like, how do you approach it? Like, obviously you want to give people what they want, but you also probably want to give it your own spin.
Well, I've definitely watched Grease a lot growing up. I mean, that was my mom and dad's favorite musical, so it was playing at least a few times a year in our house. And then to step into the role of Danny is something that's extra.
You're Danny?
Yes.
That's so fun.
I definitely studied a lot of Travolta's work on that movie and a lot of the things he did. But it's, as an actor, it's finding a nice blend of beloved performances and from the past, but then also bringing your own fresh take and self to the role.
Sure.
And does this mean, are you Sandy?
No, I'm Patty Simcox, and
but
I'm
that's
the
also
dance
great.
captain. Oh, it's great. I have, since we started, I've probably watched the movie 6 times to kind of dive into my character and like look at the dance quality from the movie because everybody loves those dance numbers.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite song? Because I feel like the music is so iconic that, I mean, I could even, I haven't watched the movie in so long and seen the stage show, but like I think everybody knows. Yeah.
I feel like mine is definitely the hand jive.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's so much fun.
And we're gonna do that in just a moment. Too. I'm looking forward to that.
So are you getting like high school flashbacks? What were you like in high school? Was there like a character from Grease that you would most closely associate with? Hopefully not Patty, because Patty's sort of trouble.
I don't know. I feel like maybe Frenchie.
Yeah.
Oh, we all love Frenchie.
Yes,
for sure.
She's so fun. Okay, so we're gonna do the hand jive. Are you going to do the hand jive with us? Do you know that?
Yeah, we're all doing it.
He's going to be directing all of us.
And actually, right before we started, you know, Mary's over there, we're practicing, and Mary is over here doing it like without even any warning. So we're going to pull in Mary Hours because she actually is well versed in this. So come on over, Mary.
It's my favorite.
So we're going to bring her into this.
You need someone to sing the national anthem before the performance.
Oh my God.
Mary's here now. So before we hit the music, can you give us kind of like a brief tutorial? What are we doing here?
Yes, okay.
Dance captain extraordinaire.
Yes, we're going to go through the hand movements. So we start with a hit, hit, clap, clap, over, over,
over, over.
And then fists, fists, thumbs, thumbs.
So easy.
Yes.
Okay, I think we got it.
Right.
Can we hit the music?
We'll find out.
Okay.
When do we wait for it? Do we get count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Start again.
Oh, it's so much faster.
There we go.
6 and 7. Again. Now you have to do that in bounds.
Oh, we're bouncing. I can't.
That's it.
I think it's official. We were aboard the hand jive.
Oh, yeah.
The jumping is what threw me. It was like it's like the doing the multiple movements. I couldn't do it.
Too much.
Thank you guys
We're
so much.
not trained
So
professionals.
fun.
That's very clear, and you are.
Grease is riding at the State Theater in Uniontown this weekend only. For more information about showtimes and tickets, you can head to our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh. How am I out of breath from just hand moving? Not sure. Okay.
Well, now that we've got the hand jive down, let's have a snowball fight. In today's Good News, we're highlighting some of the ways you have found the joy in these sub-zero temperatures. It's not easy. We applaud you, even if we have to duck when life's icy curveball comes our way.
And this could be good news too. Depends on how you feel about the food pyramid. Turns out the way we learned about our food groups when we were 7 isn't necessarily the way we should be eating them when we're 37. Details are ahead.
But first, I'm celebrating National Kazoo Day. Yes, it is today, and I have reason to toot my own horn. I mean kazoo, because I'm learning how to make a kazoo latte, and there's a latte reasons to be excited about that.
supposed to ask this question, but I'm going to tell you right now that my answer is no. Did you know that January 28th is National Blueberry Pancake Day and National Pop-Tart Day?
Well, I'm glad that your answer is no, because we're not celebrating either of those days here on Talk Pittsburgh.
Fantastic.
There's only room for one holiday, and that is National Kazoo Day. So what's the best way to celebrate? Well, play a kazoo, of course.
And that's why I have a kazoo in my pocket.
You're going to play anything for us?
You have to teach me again?
You gotta hum. This is great. Yeah, fantastic. And when you're exhausted from all that humming, why not make a festive beverage? So I went to the Roaming Bean to get a little help with that part. As everyone knows, National Kazoo Day is one of my favorite holidays, so I came over to the Roaming Bean's new brick-and-mortar location in the Strip District and asked them to come up with a special kazoo latte in order of the holiday. And Penny, you've got a plan.
I have a plan.
Okay, so what is in a kazoo latte, the brand new kazoo latte?
So our famous waffle cone, it has the Madeline, caramel, and cinnamon.
Okay.
And then we're gonna blend that all together with our espresso, of course. And then we're gonna top it with the milk and the whipped cream, and we're gonna put the kazoo right on in waffle pieces.
Oh my gosh, let's see it. Let's make it happen. Show me how it's done. Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do a couple shots of the cinnamon.
Okay, that feels like a kazoo flavor.
Of course, and the caramels, of course. Gotta
caramel
have a nice
filled with the kazoo for
ready to
Kazoo
go.
Day, yeah.
And then our famous Madeline. That is our little shortbread.
Oh yeah, those little cookies. I love that.
Cookies.
Okay, we're adding the shot.
That
way you can kazoo for a while.
You can kazoo for a while.
Do you think it would help as you're doing this next step?
Lots of grams of caffeine.
If I serenade you with kazoo as you're doing this next step to just imbue it with the song?
Yes, do it.
This is good. The melody is in the latte, and now it's going to taste like kazoo. It's, when you sip it, you're going to hear the sound. Oh, I love what's happening here. This is beautiful.
Lots and lots of whipped cream.
Okay, now we need our final garnishes
and
over
you're
here.
You're going to shower it with the waffles.
Oh, I love that. Gorgeous.
Right? And
of course.
You need the kazoo.
Oh my gosh, so good. And that, folks, is how you make a kazoo latte.
That's a kazoo latte.
Yeah, and this is on the menu now. You can order it here at the Roaming Bean, right?
I have to find the kazoos.
Yeah.
You're sending me kazoos.
Yeah, I'll send the kazoos.
Boaz, this is too much fun. We should mention this is not actually officially on the menu.
You know, it's hard to say what is on the menu and what isn't on the menu.
I'm very happy for them. We shared the story yesterday when you visited for their big opening. And
I cannot believe the hordes of people that have shown up there and stood in line. I mean, it's fantastic, but it's crazy. They've just been open a few days.
Well, they do such a wonderful job when they come to town with their mobile trucks, so it was no wonder that they were going to do really well when they open a brick or mortar. But we're really happy for them. Congratulations again to all of you.
Happy National Kazoo Day to the Roaming Bean.
Absolutely.
Well, and I don't know if you remember, about 2 years ago, I met up with this woman named Betty, who at that point was 100 years old. Now she's 102, and she is also a kazoo lover.
I remember.
I thought it might be fun to revisit a bit of that.
Dottie, think of something. Eileen, think of something.
Roll out the barrel.
Good.
You've had so many interesting jobs over the years. You were a newspaper columnist. You had this chit-chat column for over 4 decades.
40 years.
Wow.
Good cheer, whiskey, wine, and beer.
Betty's doing it right.
Oh, it's so nice to see this. I think everybody adored this story.
Yeah.
It was really quirky and it was really special. I think it highlighted your wonderful storytelling abilities and also your ability to find these beautiful characters that are among us.
Well, it is amazing to see her get that gang of kazoo players together. And it is, I mean, the songs they're playing, they're introducing me to songs that were definitely written about 50 years before I was born, which was also really, it was a nice, intergenerational experience.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you shared that again with us. Don't go anywhere because still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, Boaz is taking us inside his home to plant the seeds on houseplants. what you need to know to turn your own green thumb.
And we're kicking off the second half of the show with the stories that are making us smile this afternoon and scratch our head. We're trying to help solve a mystery. You may want to take a seat if you still have one. Talk Pittsburgh, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Talk Pittsburgh. Let's get into some good news that has us talking.
And first, we are heading to Fayette City in Fayette County. The pizza shop, Fat Angelo's, invited everyone to what they called the Great Snowball Fight of 2026 on Sunday. As they wrote on Facebook, on this frozen day in history, Main Street bore witness to greatness, end quote. More than 36 people gathered for the snowball fight. Kids first, and then, you know, adults ended up jumping in, because how could you resist the fun? Fat Angelo's was closed, but they invited people in after for some pizza and to warm up. Definitely some memories were made there, Boaz.
Gosh, that
could you
looks
imagine?
Epic. Yeah. And the city's snow angels have been out helping people dig out from all this snow. 150 snow angels were out on Sunday, including Mayor Corey O'Connor. He took some time from the busy city-county building to help a neighbor clear their sidewalk in the city's East End. And then I think he headed to Heather's garage to help Frankie clean it out, too, right?
We did not get any assistance. Poor Frankie
the mayor
is
didn't
still
show
working.
up yet?
No.
Okay, that's too bad. I guess you're not in the city, right?
Right,
okay.
yeah. That's why
out
we
of his
didn't get his help.
jurisdiction.
And last but certainly not least, and this one was in the city, a stolen, bedazzled parking chair is not good news, but the way that the hunt to find it is bringing us together certainly is. Take a listen.
Someone moved it. Someone took it. Someone took it. Okay. They did. They took it. It's gone. Oh my God, someone did steal it. Okay. We get to go find it then.
There you go. This is a picture we want to share with you of the bedazzled chair created by Alex Mowry. The comments, Boaz, people are not okay with this.
Understandably,
right?
It's upsetting.
People saying in the comment section, whoever did this broke a cardinal sin, and that the chair is a citywide treasure. People are in it together to find it and following along. We're going to pass along the really good news when it is hopefully found. You know, Alex is smiling through this whole thing. And when I wrote to him this morning to ask him if we could share this, he said, you know, I guess on the bright side of everything, someone thought it was cool enough that they wanted it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Most parking chairs are not really that pretty to look at.
Gorgeous.
No one's going to steal it.
Yeah.
That one's a pretty chair.
Yeah, that's
so,
amazing.
Unfortunate, but the hunt is on now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like that could be a business. He could be selling those things.
He could be selling bedazzled parking chairs?
Yeah,
absolutely.
fantastic.
Well, winter may have us craving cozy blankets, but it can be brutal on our houseplants, as we know.
Yeah, so I went digging for some answers, learning simple tips to keep our plants alive, healthy, and thriving, even when the sunlight is hard to come by. I love houseplants, especially this time of year when it's too cold to be gardening outside. I can hang out inside and look after a plant. Or a lot of plants. Okay, I'm a little obsessed. I've got 45 plants in this room alone. I've got some classics like this rubber plant and this fiddly fig tree. I've got a begonia, and then I've got some more unusual ones like this monkey puzzle tree. This one might not look familiar to you, but you may have had a cup of it this morning. It's a coffee tree. But I get it. 45 houseplants might seem a little overwhelming to you. So let's say you want to get into plants, but you're not sure where to start. Well, I am a plant enthusiast, but I'm no expert, but I'm going to introduce you to one. This is Synthesis. It's a plant shop in Shadyside. I'm on my way to visit Amber. She owns the shop and also teaches classes about houseplants at Phipps Conservatory. So Amber, how did you get into plants?
I moved here from LA, and in LA, you know, you have a lot of sunshine, so I mostly had cacti and succulents out there. And then when I moved here, I had to learn about all the other plants. So I started just learning as much as I possibly could, and then eventually was feeling confident enough to open up a shop.
And I'm sure you must have a lot of folks who come in here and say, I don't have a green thumb, I can't take care of a plant. Like, what do you say to those people?
Anybody can take care of plants, and you should start out with the basis of like, you're going to kill a plant, it happens.
Yeah.
But you're probably fine if you just relax a little bit and don't water them quite as frequently as you think you should.
And so what plants do you point people to if they are beginners?
The most common ones are ZZ plants, these guys, or snake plants. They can be forgotten about for really long periods, and they're also very flexible on light. But ideally you let their soil dry out and you give them a bright, indirectly lit space, and they're happiest, but they can handle super low light to really bright light. So they're usually the beginner-friendly plants.
And one thing that surprised me when I started getting into houseplants was that it's better to underwater than overwater.
Yes. that is the #1 cause of people killing their plants. So it's always like a good idea to just check your plants before you just throw water at them.
Yeah.
Most plants want like the top couple of inches of the soil to dry before you water them again, and then some want to actually be ignored, so you really let them go dry.
And what about if you have sort of curious pets in your house? Are there some plants that are more or less safe for pets?
Yeah, there are not many plants that are safe. Most plants are toxic to pets. They're not going to kill your pet right out. They have to eat almost the entire plant for that to happen, and then it just makes them sick. Calatheas are safe, prayer plants are safe, ferns, and all cacti are safe, but they've got spines. It depends on your pet. If your pet goes and attacks plants, stick with pet-safe plants, but if your pet is fine, get whatever you want.
And here's another great thing about houseplants. Once you've got a few, you can make more. I didn't buy most of these plants, I propagated them. After pruning this inch plant, I planted the cuttings into various containers, and now I have 4 new plants. This succulent was getting a little leggy, so I cut off one of the stems, cut it in half, and planted it in 2 smaller containers. Now they're both thriving. And here's another cutting that I planted into a moss ball. This is a Japanese planting technique. It's called a kokedama. To me, plants really bring a room to life. They can turn a drab corner into a magical jungle, but you should be careful because plants are sort of like potato chips. You can't have just one. Believe me. Well, the old food pyramid is out. We're starting the new year with new nutritional guidance.
Every 5 years, the country's nutrition advice is due for an update, and this time the focus is on more protein and less sugar. This is a look at the new, what they're calling inverted pyramid. Whole grains on the bottom was a lot bigger when we were younger, if you may remember. And now at the top, you can see more protein and fats.
So what does this mean for dinner tonight? Well, Dr. Natalie Gentili is here to help make sense of all this stuff. And so from a doctor's perspective, how do you feel about this new inverted pyramid?
So I think there's 2 things going on here. One is the image of this inverted pyramid, which is what most people are going to see and consume. But there's actually a whole list of these dietary guidelines behind the scenes that don't necessarily add up with what that inverted pyramid is showing. So I want to talk today about the actual dietary guidelines themselves, because frankly, I agree with a fair number of them. There's been a heavy focus on reducing processed food intake. We know that that's important. We know that that can be detrimental to your health. There's also a focus on improving your gut health. And so they do talk a lot about increasing plant intake like fruits and vegetables. Where I do have some concern is now at the top of that inverted pyramid, as well in the guidelines, there is a lot of discussion around protein. Okay, I know we're seeing it a lot on social media, right? Protein's having its day.
Oh my gosh, you can get like your protein whipped cream on your Starbucks.
Protein water.
It's added into everything.
Yes. But I think the reality is, all of this time, protein was never really demonized in reality. Most people get enough protein. And what they're talking about in these guidelines is that we should increase our protein from animal sources, like red meat, full-fat dairy, cheeses, beef tallow. And I do have concerns as a physician because these can be really high in saturated fat. Okay. Saturated fat can be very impactful when it comes to heart disease risk. Okay. It can increase your LDL cholesterol, which we know is linked to those plaques in your arteries. So I do have some concerns overall.
It just seems like this isn't black and white. You know, you see this and you think, oh, okay, well, I'll just eat more burgers. Maybe not the bun, but more burgers. And that might work for one person, but not every. This isn't like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
Certainly, and I think we need to take a couple things into account. First of all, I always talk about it on social media, follow the money. You know, these dietary guidelines, actually, if you look at who was behind some of the general consensus, we've got the National Cattlemen's Beef Association and the National Dairy Association.
Okay, there you go.
Let's also talk about when we blanket statement recommend dairy across the board at the top of that inverted pyramid. There is a substantial part of the population that's lactose intolerant, especially in certain ethnicities. So again, it's not for everybody.
But again, some of the things that you are seeing that are positive, we have a lot more fruits and vegetables. The focus is on that. And I think that we have long heard, again, carbs, eating some of those carbs, they're processed in many cases. So putting that at the bottom might be a good thing.
Processed carbohydrates for sure, processed foods. And let's also add to this, processed meats need to be talked about here.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Processed meats and that are cooked in certain ways actually are linked to being carcinogens, cancer-causing agents
And what's
by the
like
World
a hot
Health
dog is a processed meat, like deli meat kind of stuff?
And as we see rises in heart disease and colon cancer risk, we really need to be talking about what these dietary guidelines are telling the American population.
It's really interesting.
Well, and now more fats are being recommended. I feel like for a while everyone was into, skim milk and low-fat everything.
Right.
So what do you make of this new guidance, this move from low-fat to full-fat?
So I think if your fat sources are for things like avocado, for example, okay, that's not processed compared to a low-fat milk that had a bunch of sugar in it to replace the fat that was removed, right? I can understand having some of these sources of omega-3 fatty acids, for example, like salmon. Like these types of sources, I think, can be really beneficial to you.
Right.
But I do think we still need to be mindful of saturated fat intake, period.
Well, and so as adults, we have a little bit of control over what we're putting into our bodies, and we can make those decisions. I think the question is going to be, what are school districts across the country going to do with these new guidelines and recommendations? Do they have to adopt some of this and put this into the school lunches where we're going to have maybe less control over what our kids are eating?
I hope it means that now you can just get a cup of beef tallow with
I think that's really what we should take away from this. Right. So these guidelines do impact what school lunches are eating, what the military is recommended to have as food, right? So they aren't, minimally influential. And so I think we need to think about, this could be potentially beneficial to remove processed foods from school lunches.
Perfect, right.
That'd be great.
Right.
I think we also need to understand, though, that then whatever is the alternative needs to be affordable to feed a mass population in a school district, especially ones that are underfunded.
Well, and anybody who's trying to buy a steak for dinner knows that it is not affordable necessarily to do on a regular basis.
Exactly. Yeah. Bone broth ain't cheap.
That's right. I just hope they don't take away Pizza Fridays for the kids because they look forward to it every week. So, all right. Well, really important conversation, and I guess we'll see what happens with this.
Thanks so much, Natalie.
Absolutely.
Well, if you're interested in learning more about direct care physicians of Pittsburgh or Rebel Wellness, head to our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh.
Still to come on the show, the stories you won't want to miss tonight on the KDK Evening News. We'll be right back. Let's take a moment to find out what you can expect to see on KDK TV News tonight at 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, Barry Pintar is in our newsroom with some of the stories our news team is working on. Hey, Barry.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Heather and Boaz. Here are a few of the stories the team has been working on today. So first, it is day 3 since the big snow, and so many streets in southwestern Pennsylvania are still in need of clearing. Many are asking, how are these cities, towns, and municipalities deciding which streets get cleared when? We are also asking those questions and answering them ahead. And the city of Pittsburgh is potentially getting a new police chief and public safety director. Today were their confirmation hearings. What did they have to say about the city, its future in downtown? We were at those hearings, and we will let you know if any remarks were shared. Finally, this is the sad story of a beloved family pet that goes missing for 6 days during these sub-freezing temperatures. But wait, that sad story has turned into a cause of celebration tonight. You'll not only meet Willow the dog and hear her story, you'll also meet the many first responders who, under the dark of sky, brought her to safety and returned her to her owners. All that and more, starting up just a few minutes on the KDK Newscast.
So wait, please give us a little bit more. So Willow the dog survived 6 days out in the cold and the snowstorm?
So bottom line answer, yes. 6 days, not only snowstorm, but these sub-freezing tempers, 6 digits. You can single digits. You can imagine the family probably gave up.
Right.
We're going to show you where she was discovered. We even got a hold of video of the moment she was pulled from the place where she was trapped. There's probably not going to be a dry eye in the house. I should probably warn you ahead of time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
well,
great story.
We're happy that there is a good ending with all of this, and looking forward to hearing more about what happened.
Absolutely. We'll see you then.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Barry. Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, we're wrapping things up with another quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, well, we have some really cold temperatures ahead. It is just repeat after repeat. Some kids going back to school, some remote. But look at how cold. These are our actual low temperatures, not the wind chills, as we get into the weekend. So Friday and Saturday, the coldest air of the season moves in. And then we start to gradually, I guess we could say, warm up once we get into Tuesday. But it's a long way to go.
Yeah, you were shocked. I told you our girls went back. Rocco school was canceled the rest of the week. But yeah, it's really, really dangerously cold out there. Yeah. All right, Mary, thank you. Okay, coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh. I wish we had better news with the weather. Yeah. We do not. Feeling burned out, many teachers definitely are, and the one new partnership is stepping in to help. We'll tell you all about it.
Well, thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We're also going to be streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh tonight at 9. KDK TV News at 4 starts right now.